So hi guys and welcome back to the second episode of my MYTEAM Career 2.0, and obviously we have China this time, but first of all we have to do something in our personnel facility. So let's just see what we have here, and we have workforce annual bonus. It's time to consider annual bonuses for our employees. Bonuses boost morale, motivation, and help attract future talent. A larger bonus could significantly improve team morale. So, I guess, guys, generous bonus is the way to go. 75k. That obviously is no choice at all. And obviously, guys, we had a little bit of an ERS fault, which honestly wasn't really a fault. That's why I did not include in the video. It was just Jeff, well, not Jeff, Mike saying we have a fault, but nothing really happened. That's why I thought, guys, yeah, let's not worry about that and let's just go for our upgrades because we have 1300 and we are getting that plan straight away. 13 days to go, and guys, I think for around 4 to 5 races we won't be able to get any significant upgrades, guys, because obviously these races are very quickly. So I think we will be able to do 2 or 3 upgrades. More than that is pushing it. So look at that, we have 2 upgrades, 21 days for pistons, and obviously for aerodynamics, which we have already done. Let's see, 16 days for that. So I think we'll complete around 2-3 races in between that. So obviously a sprint weekend this one, and obviously I had to fix that, guys. It was a little bit annoying for me to get that. So if you were able to see, we are in last and we are a little bit far last, so can't really do anything about it. But guys, we are in sprint race, first sprint of the season in Shanghai. Let's see, we can't really do any activities, but and let's see, obviously we drove as Lucas Blakely for the last race, so it only makes sense to go for Jack Crawford this time.
Welcome along to Shanghai, ladies and gentlemen, where it's Chinese Grand Prix weekend. But before we can race, we need to qualify. And who's going to take that coveted pole position? How will our grid line up? We're about to find out. Welcome to qualifying.
And here we are into the SQ1. Obviously, guys, I am trying to make the video as short as possible and trying to make this video as action packed as possible. So please tell me if you want me to show a little bit mundane part of the race weekend in which I think more than what I do. So that's why I try to include as much as action as you want, so that you do not have to worry about anything else. So first sector was purple and into the final back straight there. Obviously, guys, this corner is also one of those where I struggle with putting the power down, but I think I have come up with a solution this time, which I forgot to do it last time. And that is, guys, very simple, is that you shift up, you go 1 gear up, and the wheel spin gets a little bit less. So SQ1 first lap done, and we have done it and gone into P3. So I straight away go for another lap, but it wasn't really good. But guys, we are in P8. We are in P8. So P3 wasn't really anything for me, and P17 for Lucas Blakely, Carlos Sainz out, Pierre Gasly out, and Isaac Hager and Lance Stroll. And guys, Lucas is in P17, which means that this track actually does suit us. And honestly, guys, I was a little bit surprised with this time. The reason I didn't make too much noise for P3 on first lap, because obviously I knew we are going to go back down, but we didn't. That's why it was big thing, and we are P6 again in front of Hulkenberg and Alonso, but we are P9 only for now. So we will have another medium, and look at that, guys, pushing 100%, making even a mistake onto the last corner, and we are into P9. Can we go into, and we are going through into SQ3, our
That's it
first
for sprint
first
qualifying. Plenty
time
more coming
with
up
Jack
over the
Crawford,
rest of
and
the
we are
weekend.
getting
See
ourselves
you all tomorrow.
into SQ3, and it's because Lewis Hamilton wasn't able to put a lap in, nor did George Russell, and even Fernando Alonso had a chance to knock us out. So guys, I think these guys did not do another lap. That's why, that is the only reason we got so lucky with this. So final lap into SQ3 onto a new set of soft tires. Obviously, guys, I thought there is no point going two times on the same set of soft tires because they will wear out very quickly. So that's why I did one and only lap here. Obviously, it won't be anything good, but I thought, you know what, let's try to do something with two green laps, well, two green sectors, and Bortoletto P9 Antonelli P8 rounding out the last corner, not taking it properly, but we still can we do something, race to the line, and I don't think, is it P9? Nope, it's P10. It is P10. So we weren't
And
really
that's
able
it
to
for
do
sprint
anything
qualifying.
there.
Plenty more
And
coming up
which
over the
honestly
rest of the
guys makes
weekend.
sense with Oscar
See you all
Piastri
tomorrow.
into pole by 5 tenths, half a second to Max Verstappen. What the hell is this?
Welcome to today's sprint. This is shaping up to be another fantastic weekend. We start a lap here at Shanghai with the long, difficult right-handers of turns 1 and 2, the first of 16 corners that make up this 3.3-mile circuit. The incredibly long back straight provides the best passing opportunity of the lap, with speeds in excess of 200 miles per hour before we head into the braking zone of turn 14. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's sprint. Oscar Piastri lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Tsunoda, Charles Leclerc and Albon, Ocon, Antonelli, Bortoletto and Jack Crawford, Hulkenberg, Fernando Alonso, Liam Lawson and Russell, Behrman, Hamilton, Lucas Blakely and Carlos Sainz, Gasly, Hadjar, Doohan and Lance Stroll brings the grid to a close. And with preparations almost complete, let's head trackside for today's sprint. And alongside me today is a man who needs no introduction, but I'll try anyway. It's Ant Davidson. Our 11th team have made a real impact on the grid. They've got a brilliant driver lineup. Engineering-wise, they look very settled. Commercially, they've been massively impressive as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You need to have that understanding. Keep bringing the money in from a financial point of view. That's what keeps your team pushing forward. But as a team principal, you also need to have, my belief, is a good understanding of the technological side of this sport. It's so techy. You need to be, in a way, a bit of an engineer yourself.
And honestly, Piastri on pole, guys,
Okay, here
that
we go.
put
I
me
know what
off
you can do.
because
Don't let me
what a
down.
lap he has done. Half a second. Half a second is a big difference, but that doesn't matter with 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, and 5 lights. And we are a go for the first sprint of the season with Piastri getting a good start there, but Max Verstappen going side by side. Piastri is getting overtaken. He has been overtaken, but Tsunoda and Charles Leclerc fighting with each other, going too wide, and there is Albon and Ocon going side by side, and we get an amazing start. Look at that, Antonelli wasn't even going anywhere, and we got such an amazing start. So P8 already into the inside of Ocon Albon. There were no places to go. That's why we just backed off a little bit. And look at that. Behind Albon and Ocon, we are going side by side with Kimi Antonelli. And we have pushed him wide a little bit, not by choice, but we had no space for ourselves. And Tsunoda and Charles Leclerc, they're fighting with each other and into the inside on turn 3. And that is Yuki into, turn 6, and that is Yuki into P3. And look at that, Albon and fighting, and look at that, we have a big problem for us. That was Bortoletto, no, that was Antonelli who took us out a little bit, and he has dropped down the order. He is, yeah, he is beast, I think, guys. Nope, he has started to go, and we have taken P13 there. Obviously, guys, it wasn't by mistake, and look at that. How big of a slide we had just had there with George Russell and Lawson there, and we have overtaken George Russell and Behrman and Hamilton. We have stayed into P12, and look at that. That was big. Obviously, Lawson and Russell were way too slow, and I really did not want to shed too much speed, and I really wanted to overtake him. That's why that happened. And look at that. We have done it, guys. Behrman has been overtaken, Russell has been overtaken, Hamilton has stayed behind, but we also have a whole set of battery and we can use it, and that's a crash, that's touching, that's lap done. I think Sonoda is done, guys. He has front big damage now. Wait, he doesn't? Sonoda does not have a front wing damage. So why were there carbon bits flying about when Charles Leclerc and Yuki Tsunoda collided? No, look at that. His front wing is intact. Why did we have so much carbon bits flying out when Charles Leclerc and Yuki Tsunoda went together? And that's a yellow flag. That's a yellow flag, and that is a Ferrari. And only Ferrari behind us was you, and that is a red flag.
Red flag.
Lewis Hamilton, what has happened to him? Let's see, because obviously it's him. He is the one who stopped. So is he something? I think it was, nope, it was Lewis Hamilton. I thought it was Oliver Behrman. Nope. And look at that, guys. Sainz and Gasly was so unlucky, and then Haja went into Hamilton, or Hamilton went into Haja. That was crazy. So we do not have any good tires, guys. We have medium, which is used, softs, which is used. The only tire we have are hards. So do we have another set of hards, or is this unlucky thing to do? You know what? We will see, and time will tell. So 5 lights are out, and we're gonna go for the second time. Max Verstappen has taken the lead this time. Piastri into P2, Charles Leclerc P4, and Lando Norris again getting it easy there, and into the inside goes Piastri, and Piastri has overtaken Max Verstappen there this time, and we again, look at that amazing start for us, but we just had a little bit too much wheel spin because of these hard tires, and into turn 1 we have taken it easy, going a little bit wide there. Bortoletto, we can go around the outside, and we are going around the outside of him, and Hülkenberg is in front. Can we overtake Hülkenberg right now? No, but we have a, well, that's a Mercedes, and that must be Kimi Antonelli crashing into someone or some kind of problem, and into the inside of turn 6 of Hülkenberg. That was, we mounted the curb too much, and because of that we are going back down to P9. So we have a problem here, and we have a problem for Ocon there. He is done. Ocon is done, and he is very, very smoky there. Cars, Alonso, Lawson, much faster than us. 4 tenths Alonso's gap, but this time we are going to stay in front of him. Lap 7 we have already fended their attacks off, because obviously Ocon's DNF meant that these guys had a gap of around 1.2 to 1.6 seconds to us, and lap 7 they have caught up to us. Lap 7's end, and we have Tsunoda trying to overtake Max Verstappen. That is something different. Tsunoda obviously tried to overtake Max Verstappen, did not work this time, and here we are for us. At the end of lap 7, Alonso is trying to overtake us, but we have plenty of battery to fend him. Obviously we have to just stay on the racing line, trying not to defend fresh air, because there is no need to, and that was a mistake from me. Obviously trying to extend the track as much as we can, and because of that we went straight into the grass. That is not something you want to see. So here at the end of lap 7 we have almost started lap 8. We have 3 laps, guys. 3 more laps we have to defend against Alonso, which honestly isn't going to be easy, but obviously, guys, it is easy because we in the whole second sector saved, well, go on ERS none, and look at that, we were none ERS right now, and because of that we now have all the ERS we can, and here Fernando Alonso and George Russell trying to overtake us, but they are now fighting with each other, and we have stayed in front of both the drivers. But Alonso getting an amazing accident going around the outside, and we make a little bit of a mistake for us, and Alonso through the inside, go for it, but into the last corner at turn 16. We have stayed in front. Hell, we have even gone out of the track, taking a penalty of warning. Other than that, nothing more, and we have stayed there and into lap 10, guys. Piastri has done it. He has taken the checkered flag and he has won the sprint race, and Max Verstappen into P2 with Lando Norris P3, Charles Leclerc and Tsunoda joined to the hip, and that is amazing. Obviously seeing Yuki Tsunoda doing good in the Red Bull, obviously only in the game he is doing good, but that honestly doesn't matter. So here we are on the last lap. Fernando Alonso tried to do something, and here again Max Verstappen, well, not Lewis Hamilton, tried to overtake us, but we have fended his attack off, and now they are fighting with each other, and because of that last corner again going wide doesn't matter because we have gone point, guys. We have 1 point in the championship. I honestly did not think that could happen because my thought was that we will have to wait for at least 7 or 8 races because of that. I thought there is no way we are getting any points right now. P12, P13, that was the most I was hoping for, but we have got P8, guys. That is good. Let's just go into the qualifying.
Welcome along to Shanghai, ladies and gentlemen, where it's Chinese Grand Prix weekend. But before we can race, we need to qualify. And who's going to take that coveted pole position? How will our grid line up? We're about to find out. Welcome to qualifying.
And into the qualifying, we already have a cool form. Honestly, can't really do anything about it, so let's just skip the time and let's just go straight away on the lap. And here we are, and using all the battery, we have soft tires this time. Obviously first lap in the SQ3 on the soft tires, guys, it wasn't really that good because I did not have the experience going on to the soft tires. That's why I wasn't able to fully take the performance out from those tires, and obviously I have gone 3 clicks higher onto the rear wing. I know that is a little too much extra rear wing, around 27-28, but the reason I did that because I knew that that is the only way I can keep the tires in check, otherwise it will be a big problem for us. And Crawford P6, and we are doing good, but at the end we have not lost too much time, but Lucas Blakely is 3.7 seconds. That is a little too much, guys. And look at that, we ended our session into P8. I know that from a AI driver we do good, but George Russell has been knocked out. George Russell knocked out into P20. So mistakes happen, surprises happen, and that is cool to see. And here we are onto our soft tires. Let's see what we can do. Obviously P16 right now, a little too much confidence showing, and that almost invalidating the lap, but we are not going to do that. So rounding out the final main corner into the hairpin, let's see what we can do. Put us down into P16, doesn't matter, and that did not do anything, and we go race to the line. Let's see what we can do with deployment empty. It's only P13. That is not good, guys, because we did not have a time to do another lap. That's why, guys, we are out of qualifying, which honestly makes sense, guys, because everyone else did a good lap, and Antonelli out into Q2 too, which honestly makes sense, guys. And obviously we now have to go into the race, and 92% rain, and that looks like around 1/2. So let's just see in the race.
The Chinese Grand Prix then is upon us once again. It's a race that saw Michael Schumacher claim his final Formula One victory in 2006, as well as Red Bull's first win with Sebastian Vettel in 2009. There's no doubt there's plenty more drama to come here in Shanghai. The ever-tightening turns of 1 and 2 will prove tricky in the slippery conditions here in Shanghai, and anyone that slides wide will lose a lot of time getting back on track. Turn 14 should still be the best place for overtaking, but we'll have to see some improvement in the weather before the drivers can take advantage of that DRS assistance. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. Edging out Lando Norris, who'll start from P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Piastri, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Tsunoda, Sainz, Fernando Alonso, Bortoletto, and Liam Lawson, Stroll, Crawford, Alex Albon, Doohan, Behrman, Hadjar, George Russell, and Pierre Gasly, Blakely, Hulkenberg, Ocon, and Andrea Kimi Antonelli rounds off the grid. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. And striding into our commentary box to join us today, the man, the myth, the legend, Anthony Davidson. Our 11th team have made a real impact on the grid. They've got a brilliant driver lineup. Engineering-wise, they look very settled. Commercially, they've been massively impressive as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You need to have that understanding. Keep bringing the money in from a financial point of view. That's what keeps your team pushing forward. But as a team principal, you also need to have, my belief, is a good understanding of the technological side of this sport. It's so techy, you need to be, in a way, a bit of an engineer yourself.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
And obviously I do not want to go on to the wet tires, guys. That's why I am thinking on going on to the inters, and it's going to lose us 2 seconds. So I thought, let's not do that, because grid position is very important with 3 lights, 4 lights, and 5 lights. And we are going to rainy China there. Max Verstappen into pole, taking it easy. Lando Norris, cutting Charles Leclerc off, and there is Charles Leclerc trying to overtake Piastri. Piastri through the inside has gone for it, and he has overtaken Charles Leclerc, and we are not getting anything here. And look at that, guys, P13 we started, and there was no grip at all for us, and through the inside we have already overtaken 2-3 cars, and that is a big crash for us with Bortoletto. It was a big mistake. Obviously we had no control, and I am telling you guys, even in this phase I had no control on the car. It was so difficult to keep this onto the track, really difficult. And look at that, almost just sliding ourselves onto the straight, and that was honestly really difficult. And into the inside of turn 6 we have overtaken 2 cars. Lawson, well, not Lawson, but Alonso and Sainz, we have overtaken both these cars, obviously just again by mistake, because obviously I was just taking Constrino effect. These guys did not have anywhere else to go, so I decided let's go through the inside of these cars and overtake them. So at the end of lap 2 we are a second in front of these guys, because obviously I am trying to keep the car in check, trying to not wheel spin too much, and obviously the only way to do that is gear up. That's the only way to do. So we are trying to do that, obviously just taking our time onto these cars, because obviously people behind us cannot overtake us, so we do not have to worry about anything else, because into full wets it's really difficult to overtake. And obviously Mark, I am trying to keep the car onto the track. That's why I am not using battery. I am using battery on the straights. Other than that I am not using anywhere else, because look at that, so much wheel spin we are getting, and this is the reason I am taking my time trying to not go too crazy. And look at that, opposite lock, full on opposite lock for the whole corner, and that is difficult, guys. Obviously I am trying to do something here, but it's not working. Obviously I am trying to short shift as much as we can, but obviously because I do not have manual setting on the gears, that's why it straight up goes back. And look at that, I try to go fourth, fifth, and it just put me back into fourth gear. That's the problem I am facing right now, but it's not that big of a problem because we are still staying in front of other drivers. And look at that, guys, at the end Alonso decided not to go for an overtake there. We are already 4 seconds behind the top 6. But and look at that again, such a big wheel spin for us, but we will recover from that. And there are people into pits. Verstappen, Norris, Charles Leclerc, Piastri, all of these guys are into pits. Sonoda too, and that's double stacking for the McLarens. That is crazy. And at the end of lap 3, guys, I also decided let's come into the pits because everywhere it was, well, the game decided that it was time for inters. And look at that, guys, going on to the grass for both the sides. And honestly now I think, guys, should have gone on to the inters and might have saved a little bit extra time there. 20% on the rears in just 3 laps. That is crazy. So let's go on to the soft, well, inters. And obviously we get this kind of bullshit and obviously can't really do anything about it. So Sonoda, and we are inside Sonoda. We are inside Sonoda, and I am pushing as much as we can, guys, not braking, so that we can stay in front of Sonoda. And I am pinching him. I am definitely pinching him there because obviously my mind was that I am in front of him, and if I pinch him enough, he will not be able to do anything. But here comes Lawson. Sonoda has been fished, but Lawson comes on to us and going side by side into turn 6, and we have stayed in front of him going on to the curb, but this time not getting beached onto it. That is good. And obviously straight away going on to the wet part of track, but it's not really that. So lap 5, Hamilton into the pits, Albon, Ocon, Hajar too, and Hulkenberg into the pit stop. 5 had not pit. These guys are in pits. So that means guys, we are into P5 and we are in front of Albon. We are into P6. We are on lap 5 into P6. But obviously, guys, this thing is not something to celebrate it about because we are going to lose this lead as soon as the track turns dry. So I am just trying to stay in front of these guys, trying to make the gap as big as much as I can because obviously that's the only way we can do it. And here at the end of lap 5, guys, obviously I am, as I told you, that I am trying to short shift as much as we can. And look at that, I went on to the third gear, did not work for us, and it's only to stop the wheel spin because as much as I can stop the wheel spin, that means obviously the tires get better. We obviously use a little bit extra grip, and look at that, that was my first time short shifting properly. But obviously you get a little bit understeer because of that. I did not know that, went out of the track, but that doesn't matter because through the inside Lawson tried it, did not work for him. So guys, let's just keep on going. Let's just see what we can do. Obviously other cars are doing fastest lap, and lap 9, guys, it looks like the rain has stopped almost. It has stopped almost, and Sainz and Lawson and these guys, look at that, other than 5-6 cars who are a little bit behind us, other than that everyone else is trying to overtake us. And lap 10, DRS is enabled, and as soon as that, Sainz with his rear wing open has overtaken us. So, and here we are at the end of lap 10 into the pits. No need to worry about anything else because obviously there is no one who is continuing on the track, everyone else into the pits. And let's see what we can do. And obviously the pit window, that's good. So we are obviously going on to the hard tires, guys, because look at that, everyone else going on to mediums. And I thought, you know what, we have 18 laps to do, so can we do those laps onto one set of hards? I know this sounds a little bit crazy with China's tire wear, might not be able to do it, but if we can, we will be able to save one tire and one pit stop time. And if we aren't able to do that, we are going on to mediums and we will gain advantage at the end of the race. So look at that, there is no grip guys, still there is no grip, but we are still continuing. So lap 15, we are on to P8. But look at that guys, P8 isn't so bad because Behrman and Lawson are behind us and these two are fighting like crazy, and they are a three car group, and because of that in fighting I am just running away. So 12 laps to go. Can we keep up this composure, and can we do something about that? So lap 19, Max Verstappen 7.6 second gap, and he's slowing down. And he's slowing down. Yep. And he is parking. Max Verstappen has parked again. First in Australia, and now after completing 50% of the race. That's a huge blow for Red Bull. Max Verstappen out of the Chinese GP, and obviously that is sad. And can we get some kind of safety car or red flag which might get us some more points? I mean, we are crossing our finger for that, but it's not going to happen guys, because obviously Max Verstappen parked the car in a really good place, and that's why it won't happen. So look at that guys, lap 19, it's still lap 19 and it's going to be 9 laps after that, and these guys have not gone on to the hard tires because these guys are going on to another set of tires, and obviously no one is going on to the soft tires. And obviously lap 21 guys, Piastri has pit, and look at that, he was so far in front now that he was able to overtake us, and obviously I went on to non ERS here so that Piastri can overtake me and we will get the DRS. And so that, because obviously lap 21 we are going into the pits, nothing more to do. 7 laps we will do on to the mediums, that will give us a lot more pace. And Sainz and Lawson are, well, they have done good, and I don't think I will be able to do anything about Sainz because he's only 13 seconds behind us, but I think we can do something about Liam Lawson, who is 23 seconds behind us. So first of all, our main goal is to get ourselves into that, well, into the pits and get ourselves a new tire. And guys, if you see onto the right hand side, well, right down, and you see that we have 0.34 laps of fuel with 6 laps remaining. So I was using around 0.6, 0.7 laps, well, 0.7 fuel per laps. That was extra fuel. I did not know that. Honestly, I thought, because obviously this is going to be a race with a lot more, well, wet running than we had, and that's why I thought guys we might be able to do something about it. And we are into P10. We almost dropped down to P11 there guys, but P10 is not bad guys, because I am hoping to get P13, P14. That's what I am most hoping for. But right now we are in P10. I also have to worry about the fuel, but right now with 6 laps to go at the end, we have caught up to Lawson and we are 0.36 extra fuel, so we can save the fuel a little bit without any extra saving too. But right now let's not worry about it. Let's try to overtake Liam Lawson, because this is the only chance we can do something. And through the inside we go for it, and we have overtaken Liam Lawson for P9. We will get 2 points if we can stay here for 5 more laps. Can we do it? Obviously 0.37 fuel, we still have enough fuel I think now to go till the end. It will be little difficult, but look at that guys, at the end of 25 lap, starting lap 26, and we are 0.19. Though the good news for us, Liam Lawson and Ocon fighting with each other meant that we are now in kind of a no man's land, but one mistake will get us back into Liam Lawson and Ocon's clutches. We do not want to do that, so trying to keep ourselves in front, facing the right way onto the track and pushing as much as we can onto these medium tires. Obviously that's why I did try to do only 7 laps, so that I can push on these tires as much as we can. And look at that guys, because I am trying to save fuel, I am going so early onto the, well, removing the throttle so that we can save as much fuel as we can with 2 laps to go now, rounding out the last corner, 2, and that's again a warning. And wait, we did not get any warning. That's good, guys. That is good. So 2.5 seconds to Liam Lawson. They can't really do anything. Starting our final lap, 3 seconds. Just cruising ourselves now. Well, not really cruising. I am pushing 100% still, guys. It's going to be easy, but at the end, Charles Leclerc, redemption for him after what happened to him in Australia. He has won it with Norris into P2, and here we come with the into P9 for Jack Crawford. We have scored twice in China, P8 for 1, P9 second time. So we have scored 3 points out of this race weekend. That is big, guys.
And Leclerc to the line, to the checkered flag. It's King Charles today. He wins.
Well, it all came good in the end for them, but it wasn't an easy start. Not the most straightforward of days, but I think it shows great strength in an athlete as a driver when you can overcome a day like this and walk away still with a victory.
And once all the hard work is in racing, it's time now to celebrate with our podium trio. And that is a fabulous win and the top step of the podium for Charles Leclerc.
And guys, what an amazing race. Oof, that was fun. Obviously, Charles Leclerc got the best place there, but I feel bad for guys Max Verstappen. He had the worst luck out of all, DNFing. But here we are, guys, into P9, scoring 2 points for the team, and Lucas Blakely 30 seconds behind Lance Stroll. I know we were slow, but we weren't this slow, guys. Lucas Blakely, I think because obviously his rating isn't even that bad. I don't know why he is so down the order. I mean, that doesn't matter to us. With Lewis Hamilton scoring another podium for Ferrari, they are 1-3 in the race, and we have to take 2k out of our cost of repairs. But that doesn't matter, guys. It was an amazing race. If you're enjoying these kind of races, guys, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys for the next one.